Welcome, Leo, to the Temple of Consciousness. Please come in. This is your June 2024 Astrology Tarot Forecast. My name is Ava, and I'm going to be your oracle. And this reading is relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Leo. Now, before we begin your reading, Leo, I want to apologize for whatever trouble you had finding last month, May's reading. You know, when I took a break for about 6 months, and I came back last month, and you, the fire signs, were the first signs that I did. And I started doing them on live stream. And I think that might have something to do with the difficulty you might have had in accessing it. I had several people say that they couldn't find it. And yet when I went to look for it, it was there. So I'm going to include a link in the description box below that will take you to last month's reading if you had difficulty finding it. That shouldn't happen anymore, hopefully. So let's begin. Now, what I'm doing is I'm starting with an astrological aspect, something going on in the heavens that has effects on the goings-on of the month. And so this month I've chosen the transit of Jupiter, which is now about to change signs into Gemini. And Gemini is your 11th house. So you have, this is starts May 25th. And so June will be the month in which it starts to transit into your house. And that's when it's right on the cusp. It's a year transit, by the way. So when it's right on the cusp, there's, as you can imagine, sort of like a birthing. There's a lot of profound energy at the beginning of a transit change of signs. Now your 11th house, that 11th house is the house of friendship. It is the house of social groups, your social circle. It is also about communication that with a desire for intellectual stimulation and a desire to connect, to network, to assimilate into the community. And Jupiter now amplifies all these qualities. Jupiter is symbolic of expansion, abundance, growth, development. So that realm of your chart is going to be illuminated, expanded, and so you might find your social circles expanding, the groups that you align yourself with to be expanded. There's a desire for you to enter into a group so you can share your vision with them, people of like mind. So that is the color of the energy astrologically for the month of June. Now here are the cards. I use the Weight Rider deck. This is a 4-card spread, and each of the positions have a different meaning. The first card represents the overall energy or mood of the month. The second is your challenge. The third is the unexpected. And the fourth is the outcome. And remember, this reading then will be colored by the astrological aspect of Jupiter moving into your 11th house. So, this is also a good time for me to ask for you to support these readings. If you can in any way, I'll leave a link below if you would like to procure a personal and private reading from me. I also have a 4-card spread, they're very similar. I mean, exactly the same, except I build it around your concern, your question. And that seems to be the most popular personal reading that I have, and I'll provide a link below. And again, I'm going to link last month's reading below as well. So I would appreciate any kind of support. And since I've been away, I've lost some subscribers, so I was hoping that you would help and subscribe and like and share. That would really help me to come back. And I'm very glad to be back. All right, so let's cut the cards and start your tarot reading. The first card is the Queen of Swords. All right, this could be, she represents the air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. She's a very strong woman. This could be a person in your life, your mother, your grandmother, your boss, your co-worker, your friend, someone with a very, very strong personality who tends to behave in a very calculated and often cold manner. You know, the air signs often mask their vulnerability by being very cold, sometimes distant, or unresponsive emotionally. So someone in your midst may be the focus of this month's, your attention this month. Now, if it isn't a person, then it's about the energy. And the energy that we have here is, again, one of a certain amount of determination, willfulness, and the willingness to lead unemotionally a certain cause, perhaps, or a certain, again, group, or she could be that powerful person within that group or that community or that social circle you have. Or it may be you that is granted this kind of power. In any event, there seems to be an expansion of your need for freedom, as opposed to the Queen's need for boundaries, limitations. So it's a mindset, and you might be confronting it within yourself or within another. So that is the kind of thematic energy that might be involved in some of the goings-on of the month for you, Leo. And in the position of your specific challenge, we have the 6 of Pentacles. And I remember last month was a difficult month. involving great change, even trauma of some sort, or just radical change. And you might have been the recipient of some charity or wealth, inheritance, bonus, some kind of gift via that whole episode which you've left behind you. Now you're faced with you're directly faced with the conundrum of how much you give and how much you receive. You have to strike a balance between giving and receiving spiritually. For your own preservation, as well as for the just meeting out of support. So it's that you either find immense support from, again, your family, your community, your social circle, or you're asked to give support to your community, to become an integral member of that community, and maybe even take up a leadership position, because Leos are natural born leaders. And this is an air sign, you're a fire sign, so it's not too incompatible. So you can take up the cause and dig deep for that power and self-confidence. If nothing else, the Queen of Swords is immensely self-confident through trial and error and through the living of an intense life. So all of that might be what challenges you. Charity, given or received, feeling the need to help those who are less fortunate, or those who are more fortunate than you, help you. Or you want to, in some way, stimulate them to help you. And in the position of the unexpected, we have the 5 of Wands. This does indicate some conflict, some differences of opinion, maybe even having a different way of approaching something or some project or event or work. You're not on the same page with everyone about something. And again, this is about community. Ultimately, Jupiter enlivens and broadens and brings joy, luck into the space, into the realm. Interestingly enough, this energy is Leo, Saturn in Leo. Saturn in Leo. Very interesting, because we've got Jupiter in Gemini, and now we've got Saturn in Leo, your sign. And Saturn doesn't like being in Leo, because Leo, you are creatively, you want to express yourself, you want to entertain, you want to be the center of your solar system. That's why the sun is your symbol. You're heliocentric through and through. But Saturn has the opposite energy. It wants to confine. It wants to limit. It wants to pull in the reins. It wants to be more conservative, serious, dogmatic, and determined. Very much like the energy of the Queen of Swords. So we have an opposition between Jupiter and Saturn. Who's going to rule? Who's going to win this fight? For your soul, in effect, you know. So it's an interesting battle of freedom versus imprisonment, confinement, lack of freedom. So do you pull in the reins or do you go full speed ahead? That is the question. Let's see how it ends. It ends like this, the 10 of Pentacles. Well, Jupiter wins this game of tug and war for your soul, for your heart. The family wins, the community wins. Everyone joins hands. You find immense support. This is shared wealth. So you meet your challenge, sharing your talents, sharing what you have. You have to strike a balance again between practical generosity and reasonable sharing. So this is the ice that you're treading on. Now you're doing it, and I have a feeling if the Queen represents this persona, this person that you might have a clash with, that you're seeking solace in community, in family, in your multi-generational support system, be that from your bloodline family or from your corporate family or from your community family. You find that valued support. And this, because the card is called wealth. So it's about your wealth. It's about your resources. The sharing of your talents, your skills, your resources. And doing it with love and a feeling of joy in charity. So that is your June 2025. 24. 2024. Good Lord. The year goes fast enough without me pushing it along. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming back. I'd really appreciate it if you would support this channel again by liking and sharing and telling your friends and looking at the videos from beginning to end if you can, and also look at your rising sign and your moon sign, and that will help out too. So thank you for all your support, and I will see you next month. Namaste.